Well, all right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions offense here. I was interested in seeing how this was going to go. Obviously, Lions were heavily favored to win the game because of how just not great the Browns offense is, but Browns defense has played great. They just shut down Jordan Love and the Packers last week. Lions offense has been great. It's great versus great, and great won, but the great Lions offense won. Let's talk about what they were able to do. So first, this play, it's going to be a play designed to get Amon-Ra St. Brown open. He's kind of running the middle route right here. The one, the further deep route is the one that's going to clear the corner out. The one that's a little bit shallower will clear the defender a little bit shallower, and then you have a window in the middle. But when Goff takes a snap, look at this little thing by Goff. Goff did this a decent amount in this game. Not really what he's known for, but moving around in the pocket. I think he's kind of underratedly been better at that this season, moving around in the pocket. We know he's not Lamar Jackson with his legs, but he's using his legs more. Watch him again, using his legs to get more time to throws down the field, and I mean, that's wide open. Not great defense by the Browns on that play, but also it was set up by good concept by the Lions, and also good job by Goff to be able to extend the play long enough for that play to work. Of course, heading over here, we had the more basic stuff. We're kind of a similar type route. Amon-Ra St. Brown trying to get into a gap in coverage right here. The Lions will run a play action as well to try and move the players over the middle, further in. Goff takes the snap. Amon-Ra doesn't give away what his route is until he's already cutting, and at this point, it's not a huge window, but it's a big enough window, a pretty big window. And again, for Goff, he's going to hit these at a high rate. Watch, right on the money. Even if it was a very small window, he would have been able to make that throw work. This is the Lions offense when it is rolling, right? Being able to just consistently get guys open, and Goff can consistently hit them. That's what you want to see. And also heading over here, we got to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, who had a really nice day, had a few really important runs for the Detroit Lions. First, this one, which is, it's first down and 10. But watch how when this play begins, he gets the handoff really well blocked by the Lions. That's one thing that I really think is maybe the best thing about the Lions through 4 weeks, is how much their offensive line has lived up to what you want to see, because obviously a lot of new faces, 2 new interior guys, and the one that's stayed there has changed positions. So how's it going to work? They're blocking well here. Gibbs, looks one-on-one against a safety. Watch him do a nice job to make that safety miss, so they get a first down and then some on that play. It turns into an explosive run, right? Well blocking can get you up into the next level, get you to a safety, get those 8-yard, 10-yard runs, but you need to have a good running back to get explosive runs, and that's what Gibbs was able to do. This one as well, when he got to the outside, was able to kind of sprint past everybody. He got speed that we know he has, so he ends today with 6.1 yards per carry. Dave Montgomery only had 1.3 yards per carry. So while it's a little bit different and they're used in different situations, it also can show what, every now and then shows what Gibbs was able to do. But also, it's not like the only difference between that was the 2 backs, because we know Montgomery is good too. Just kind of interesting. We can talk negatives here. This play is definitely the biggest negative of the Lions. It's a weird play by Jared Goff. I think I know what he messed up on here, but this was weird. So it's going to be a zone coverage concept that the Cleveland Browns are in. You see how there's a receiver running a deeper route that's usually designed to just push the safety and corners further deep, and that over the middle route is usually what you want to look towards. Goff takes the snap, and you're going to see right here, so the corner, who a lot of times will cover that more underneath, I don't want to say underneath because this is front on the field, but the over the middle route, usually that's where he's going, but you can kind of clearly see on this play that is not where he's going. The safety is not in position to take away a deep route over the top. So for that route right there, if the corner isn't in position, well, then I guess this would be a big completion. So, the one thing Goff has sometimes struggled with over the years, and he's gotten way better at this once he's gotten to the Lions, but sometimes when a player is kind of out of position from where they quote-unquote should be, Goff doesn't always pick it up. Here, really neither one of these routes are open. Goff tosses one, and he really tosses it right to the defender. Just didn't realize he was there. Ends up getting picked. Not a great read there. Kind of a surprising one, because, usually he doesn't make those kind of mistakes. So, again, you get one when you have a good day. Definitely a mistake. Definitely one he'd like to have back, but that's okay. You're not going to be perfect on every play. Heading over here, this is a lot of what we saw in a positive way, and this is what Goff, I think, can do in the value of Jared Goff. There's a lot of talk about what is the value of Jared Goff. Obviously he's been in a great situation with the Rams previously, and then, wasn't a great situation with the Lions, but it became one. But I think a play like this is really where he adds his value. So this is a man coverage concept. It's cover one man, and it's a 3rd down and 2 that the Lions are going up. Or that Lions are in. Watch as Goff is going to take the snap. First, he looks towards his halfback, and to be honest, could make this throw. The defensive player kind of crashing in on this quickly, but Goff is going to say, let's keep things moving. Watch him decide to stick with it, and he's going to look over at Khalif Raymond, who, by the way, crazy concept. There was 4 eligible receivers on the offense's right, and the 1 eligible receiver on the left was Raymond, who has now moved all the way to the offense's right. So again, it's the Lions. Ben Johnson's not there, but they still are just as creative. But Goff makes a really nice throw. So it's the knowing how to go through his progressions, making really accurate throws consistently. It's this kind of stuff. We're figuring out what the best play is, where to go with the football. He's that point guard style of player. And listen, you can win a lot of games that way. You can win Super Bowls that way. Knowing how to extract the most yardage possible out of any given play is a quarterback's job, and that's what Goff does a great job at doing. Something like this, another example where this is the score has kind of gotten lopsided at this point. This was after the punt return touchdown to make it 27-10. Lions get the ball back. Browns are essentially just saying, let's see if we can, force the issue. 3rd down and 9. Let's send some pressure here. It's going to be a blitz. So you see Jared Goff is going to look towards Jameson Williams, who cuts over the middle, and that speed, it's so hard to stick with. Williams picks up a nice gain on that one. So again, knowing who's the guy I want to throw to. Oh, Jameson Williams. He's going over the middle. It's going to be a blitz. Let's fire it there. It's good stuff. And again, sometimes it's just simple. It's just crazy how, this is the Browns defense that's been torturing everybody, and the Lions offense can sometimes just make it look simple. Watch how when Goff takes the snap, there's no play action or anything, but just it's a player getting into a spot in coverage. It's not a huge window right here, but this is going to be so well timed that it becomes kind of a big window. Laporta was the one who made the grab, and the Lions are able to pick up an explosive play there. So, yeah, again, It's just crazy how they go into a great defense and still just seemingly have no issues. And, week 1, I think, is probably a bit of an anomaly, and good job by the Packers. Sometimes those things happen. The NFL is week to week. But honestly, despite the only 168 passing yards on still 27 attempts, I thought Goff played well in this game. The turnover, not ideal, but again, this is what the Lions want to do, consistently winning this way. And outside of the 1 turnover, there wasn't a lot of mistakes. The most amount of yards were getting, gained on each given play, and the Lions are able to get out of here with a victory and continue to have this hot stretch that they are on. Then they get to play the Bengals next week, which should be, on paper looks pretty good. Then they got the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, and things get a little bit tougher. The Eagles not too far after, the Packers again not too far after. So definitely going to have to play some good football, but that shouldn't be an issue because they're playing good football right now. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.